I want to end by telling you a story. And there are times when certain moments in life somehow encapsulate what we've awakened to. And for me, there was a specific moment when a tremendous amount, it was almost as if the entire spiritual journey was encapsulated for me in this one particular moment. It was when I was at a wedding, and it was quite a large wedding, and it was in a gymnasium, and the wedding had taken place, and everybody had sat down, and we were all eating together and talking together and having a great time, and the energy was at the wedding was really wonderful and warm. And as usual, I tend to be about the fastest eater of anybody I know, and so I was up walking towards back towards the food to get a second helping of food. And as I was walking towards the counter where the food was, I loaded my plate up with all sorts of really tasty things. And I turned around, had the plate in my hand, and I looked out over this whole gymnasium full of people at this amazing wedding. And I'd always found that weddings are sort of amazing encapsulations of the human condition, of just humanity itself. And as I looked out into this wedding, I saw the bride and the groom, and they were having a wonderful time. I saw the little children running around playing. I saw the parents that were anxiously trying to control their children. I saw the very old people, and there was this huge expanse of just humanity. And at that moment, it suddenly hit me that I will never again see life as most human beings see it. It was if at that moment I felt like something within me was completely leaving the human condition as it was, the view of things as almost everybody around me saw it. And I had this realization that to view things that way was over for me. It was finished. And at that moment, there was a bit of nostalgia, because it's almost like that part of oneself that knows it's not all suffering, it's not all bad. Here I am at this wedding, and there's wonderful moments, and there's all these, wonderful people having different interactions. But I saw that the way that most human beings view the world, I no longer viewed it. And I realized I'll never view it that way again. That whatever had happened, there was no going back. And when I realized there was absolutely no going back, there was no way to go back. Even if I wanted to go back and see things as I used to see them, I couldn't do it. Somehow a bridge had been crossed, and in crossing the bridge, it had been burned. And at that moment, there was just that moment of hesitation, that moment of nostalgia. And then I just closed my eyes and let myself feel that moment of nostalgia. And then I opened my eyes, and the nostalgia was gone. And all of a sudden, there I was, standing there, holding my plate of food at this wedding. And there was the realization that even though I don't see things the way most of the people around me see them, that this is it. This is life, and it's absolutely amazingly wonderful, amazingly beautiful. And the only thing that there was left to do was walk back into the fray. So I grabbed my plate of food, and I walked back into the very view that I had just been looking at, and did what everybody else was doing, started talking to this person, talking to that person. And it was at once a moment of recognition, but it was also a moment of realizing, of completely leaving the human condition of seeing things from separateness, but then also the complete willingness to return to it, to walk right back into it, to see that even that was an absolutely amazing manifestation of the deepest reality. And from that moment on, life as it is, exactly as it is, has always been seen as something slightly magical, slightly amazing. Even if it's insane, even when human beings do things that are literally insane to one another, still there's always been this sense, and always is this sense, that this is the only place to be, And this is the promised land as it is, if only we will open our eyes and see it.